Hi guys, so today we are going to talk about everything tattoos. I decided to make a video on every single tattoo that I have, so we're going to start it off by the very first one. I'm going to kind of explain a little bit of a backstory and then show you up close and personal what the tattoo actually looks like. So, I know that tattoos can be an iffy subject. I know that now they're becoming more popular. I know that some people still don't like them. If you don't like them and this is not your kind of video, please go ahead and click out. I promise I'll have other videos up that hopefully are to your liking, but I also understand. So, the first tattoo I'm not too proud of. I was 16 when I got my first one, and it is my lower back, what we call a tramp stamp. So basically what it is it's a butterfly with flowers around and like a vine looking type of thing. It was not supposed to be that big. It was supposed to be a lot smaller than what it is. Basically the butterfly is for, my name is Vanessa, and Vanessa in baby books means butterfly. So butterfly is kind of my thing. I gravitate towards it. So I have a couple tattoos that actually have a butterfly in them. And the color of the butterfly is my birth month, supposed to be my birth month, which is a bluish type of color. So that was the meaning behind it. The second tattoo that I have, that is my side. It is a V with a crown. Once again, this is what happens when you get tattoos at 16. You know, doing it without your parents' permission and things like that. So the V with the crown, once again, my name is Vanessa, and the crown, I had seen something that looked like it and I thought it was the cutest idea ever. Third tattoo is my sleeve. So I have a full-on tattoo on my arm, every which direction. I know it's kind of hard to see, but I have it every which direction, and it's a tree. So what it is it is a cherry blossom tree. I was trying to think of a girlier way of putting a tree on me. So what it was supposed to be was a family tree. It was tweaked a little bit. I wanted the brown, like the darker part, I wanted it to look like a darker, not like a brown, I wanted it to look more gray. So the rest of it is pink because a cherry blossom tree is pink. It's still not done. I have to finish the flowers and add more to it. The underneath part, I only have a tiny bit. I can tell you right now that that little guy, just from having, well, not that little guy exactly, but this whole little area right here, which I haven't even done the rest of it. That's cute. Hurt. It hurt. So for the people who actually get that part done, I'm like, whew, man. And then the butterflies, each one is supposed to represent a family member. So the top one is my mother, these two are my brothers, and then underneath is my father. Oh, fourth tattoo is on my leg. I have Live Life Beautifully tattooed on kind of like my thigh area. And what that was is I was going through a breakup. Yeah. And I found a quote that I liked, that I wanted to live by, because I had just gotten out of a 4-year relationship, very toxic relationship, and I wanted to live life beautifully. And still to this day, I still have that on my Instagram and everything because I like it. You know, live life like you actually love it. Live life like it's beautiful. And I actually still really like that quote. I don't regret that. I understand what kind of period of my life I was in during that time, but oh well. Fifth tattoo. Once again, I'm gonna start going out of order because I don't even know what I've gotten. I have my entire chest done. No, I'm not showing you the goods. But I have my entire chest area done. And I'll show you up close what it all is. So I have flowers right here. I have a cassette tape right here. I have a heart in the middle, and I have a old microphone right here. Right? Yeah. So, if you do not notice a tiny bit of a theme with this, and that goes in with the bird on my neck. I have a bird on my neck. All of these things, besides the heart, have a theme, and it is music. Now, I get this question a lot from a lot of people. Do I sing? Do I make music? You know, am I an artist kind of thing? What is it? Was I in choir? I cannot hold a note to save my life. I am tone deaf to the max. I sound like a dying chicken when I sing. I'm just being truthful, I'm being honest. So a lot of people ask, you know, why did you get that if you don't sing? Why did you get music if you don't sing? I like music. I like a lot of types of music. I love music that there's not one thing that I'm not a fan of. I will find something that I like. If it has a nice beat, if I like the lyrics, I will literally listen to yodeling if it sounds good. I've grown up with so many different things. I've grown up with country, with disco, with rap, with rock, with old school rap, with classic rock, alternative music. I've listened to screamo music, heavy metal music, basically anything that you can possibly think of. Anything, oldies, all of it. I've listened to everything. So my chest was just music. Now the chest is done. There's going to be a lot more pieces added to it, and it needs to come full circle. That's why you see some that don't have certain spots. The heart, I was trying to think of something for the middle of the chest, and my heart is basically in the middle of my chest. So my heart, the heart is right in the middle, and if you go lower, which I'm not going to show, there is a key. It's supposed to be a ribbon with a key at the end, and it's supposed to be the lock and the key. My heart. Cheesy, I know, but that's basically what I thought. I know that a lot of people, when they get the middle of their chest done, they have like one full piece, kind of like how my arm is one full piece. I decided to add different things onto it. So it is not one full piece, it is a bunch of different pieces I have sat through. We'll go into more detail about times and everything after that. The bird is also part of it. There is a 13, I have my hand done. There is a little tiny 13 with a flower if you look closely at it. My full hand is actually considered a cover-up. I was doing a Friday the 13th deal, and I got the 13 on my hand, and it was just blank, and after looking at it for a while, I was like, you know, I don't like it. So I don't want it anymore. So I decided to get an actual flower on my hand, and it matches kind of with everything going on right here, so I like it. I have a portrait on my back, and that is of my cousin. My cousin on my dad's side, she passed away at the age of 25 in a car accident. When she passed away, I thought that it would be a perfect tribute to her. That one's not finished. I still need to go and put highlights in her. That one is a memorial picture or portrait of a family member. My legs. I have an outline so far of, it is Jason, it is Scream's knife, it is little hearts that are Chucky and Freddy. I am a huge slasher buff. I love slasher movies. I like scary movies altogether, but I love slasher movies. And I love these tattoos. They were a Friday the 13th deal, but technically not, because Friday the 13th deals are usually like $13 and then $7 tip, so it's like, you know. These were a little bit more expensive, and I am in love. I need to go get them finished. I haven't had the time or the monies at all to go and get them finished, but I love those and I can't wait to get more on that. I decided to do it more cartoony because I know people go to actual artists and get them like professionally done where it looks like they're coming out of your skin kind of thing, and I didn't want that. I kind of like the cartoony look because I feel like you don't see it. Pain level, I would say the worst ones is underneath here, sucked, and on my arm, probably like this area where, you know, your arm folds, that area, and a little bit over on the other side. I know you can't see, so like right there, sucked. The neck, surprising question, no, the neck did not hurt me. She did bust open the skin first, so she did the whole outline and everything, and then she sprayed like this numbing stuff, I think so that I would sit still, and I guess that made it a lot better, but the whole outline I barely felt, so it was fine. The collarbone area, I don't have the collarbone done right here. At one point there will be, but the collarbone area right here, that did suck a little bit, I'm not gonna lie. It feels weird because it's on your bone. And then these two that sit in the middle, they, like the softer parts of it, so like if you feel that, there's softer parts, and those didn't feel the best. If I had to pick one really bad tattoo, it would be my lower back. My lower back was my first tattoo ever. I was 16, and it was a 6-hour session. 6 hours sitting there, and he would go over it and then leave it alone and then come back to it. So I mean, by this time I'm swelling and swelling and swelling and swelling and swelling, and he keeps going over it, and I'm like sitting there holding the chair like I'm freaking out. And yeah, lower back, probably the worst. And not everyone would say that, I get that. Like, out of everything that I have, really, your lower back, but lower back sucked. Easiest for me, my legs. My legs are easy. My hands I have scarred because I have very bony body parts, and certain parts that they have touched where it's bony, I bruise, I cut, they cut me. There's many things that go into tattoos that, you know, I don't think you actually think about until you have done. Is every single one of them the same artist? No. I have multiple different artists on me. I kind of collect everyone's work. I don't usually stick to the same person. I usually will get like 2 done from the same person, and after that I kind of head on my merry little way. It's not a disrespect towards anyone, it's just I like certain people's art. So I have multiple different artists on me. I still love all my artists, they're great, highly recommend them. Do I regret any of my tattoos? Yes, I do. You know, the ones when I was younger, my first tattoo, my lower back, my side with the V, things like that I do because I was young. You know, I was so set in stone on getting a tattoo. I wanted 16, 17, get a tattoo, all these things, and I don't like them as much. You know, I know that as kids we are so set in stone on what we're getting, and we know what we're doing, but I hate it. I honestly do hate it. It sucks, but I won't get them covered up. The one is too big. My back is way too big. The other one I won't get covered up, but I may add to it. I haven't decided yet, but yeah, I'm not too thrilled with those, but what are you gonna do? They're there. So kids, think before you get them. Just saying, I love my tattoos, and I understand if you guys have full-on opinions about them. I completely respect that. You know, I have grandparents and everything who are from a different generation where they're not a fan of tattoos, and I 100% get that. It doesn't offend me. I don't get hurt if people tell me anything about them. I don't get hurt when people are like, oh, well, that's not a reason to get them. I completely get it. If you guys have anything to tell me, or you guys have any other questions, I will do an updated tattoo. I will do one when I get more. How about we do this? If you guys have a story of a tattoo, your worst one, any problems, anything, leave them in the comments down below, because I love to listen to these stories. I love listening to horror tattoo stories, or even good. Post a picture of it. I would love to see it. So thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you guys being here, and I will see you in my next video. Thanks, guys.